Hello and welcome to this CresFest World, episode number 9. CresFest is a music festival which takes place annually in Creswick near Ballarat in country Victoria. This year, April 5 to 7, time to buy your tickets. Organising a festival in a small country town puts you in touch with all kinds of interesting people, and this podcast aims to introduce you to some of them. Some are musicians, some are not. Some are local people, some are not. Some of the conversations focus mostly on music, some don't. Today I'm going to introduce you to a couple of really interesting musicians from Quebec in Canada. If you were paying attention during the Year 9 history and geography classes, you'll know Quebec is in the French-speaking heart of Canada. French-Canadian traditional music is an amazing thing, and what Melisande, Alex and their band have done with it is equally fascinating. Melisande's origins, as you will hear, are in popular music, while Alex's are in the traditional field. The two of them have taken the traditional music of their own area and moved it in directions that sometimes sound more pop and dance, dare I say it, maybe a bit Eurovision, and other times sounds much more traditional. You'll hear the two of them talking about going to community bingo sessions and asking the old people if they knew any old songs. And guess what? You're going to hear the end result. It's quite amazing. So here they are, Alex de Grosbois-Garand and Melisande Gélina Fauteux.
Well, we live in Belleuil in Quebec, so it's not Montreal. So the difference with where we live is that people do speak mostly French. Everywhere we go, people speak to us in French. But if you go in Montreal, people do speak to you in English, more and more. So yeah, it's unfortunate because we're trying to keep our language alive, obviously, and that's what we do with our project as well. Is that we're trying to make it alive, and that younger generation think it's a good language to be speaking, but it's tough because all the cultural influences are in English, like the TikTok videos, songs, all that
with
stuff.
The globalization, it's harder than ever to maintain French. But like in the whole of Quebec, most of the people speak French. It's mostly in Montreal that it's an issue because there's a lot of foreign students and foreign workers, and it's a good thing because it makes it a very lively city, but it's harder to maintain like a majority of French speakers in Montreal.
Yeah. So at home with your kids and with each other, you speak French the whole time?
Yes, we do. We have friends that are raising a young boy, and they agreed that the dad would speak in English and the mother would speak French, but that brings little frictions between them because I it's my friend, and I said to the mother, I said, I would never have agreed on that. But so they're doing that because that's the way if you want your kid to be bilingual. Like our kids don't speak English. They're learning right now English with Duolingo, the app, but they have English lessons at school. But if I remember, our English lessons at school were like really basic, apple, plum, or like, sun, soleil. It's like really, like you couldn't really be speaking English after that.
Mine were too hard. We were doing English literature in like third grade, but we didn't really learn English, so it was pointless.
But you both come from families where you were brought up speaking French the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
And my dad was a bit disappointed about that because he would have loved to do what our friends are doing now, because he comes from a family where they spoke French and English. And now, like, my dad is French is good, but he has like sometimes problem with some formulas, sentences, like the way you put sentences together. Yeah. He thinks more sometimes in English, and he speaks, we say franglais, which is like Franglish. So he's more like that. So he was disappointed when I didn't speak English when I was a teen. He was like, I should have done that. But then I learned because I moved to Boston at some point and I had to learn English when I was there.
Yeah, and the reason why we speak French is that like the territory here, of course, after the First Nations that were here way before the Europeans, but it was first a French colony. It was discovered by Jacques Cartier in 1534, and it became Nouvelle France, like New France. So it was like a French colony until the conquest by England in 1760. Then it became kind of English, became part of the Commonwealth and became part of the English crown. And they tried to assimilate the French people, but I think because of it was such a strong culture, and with the songs and with everything, they never, at some point, they gave up, like trying to assimilate people and have them speak English. And a big part of it is because we were Catholics and the English were Protestants, so people didn't become Protestants, so they kept the language and the religion until we threw the religion away in the 1970s.
You know, our kids know traditional music because we play traditional music. I think it's the only reason why they know about it. And I didn't know the existence somehow of traditional music before I met Alex. Like there was one like band that like, you know, La Bottine Souriante.
Yeah.
So it was like that band that, you know, we knew of, we heard of when we were young, but I was not aware of that culture at all, of that scene. Myself when I was like 28 years old. So our parents, like my parents didn't teach me that. Like Alex's parents were in that scene, so he grew up with that, but I didn't. I grew up with like, let's say James Taylor, or my parents were fans of Stevie Wonder, like that, those artists. So I know more of that pop culture than Alex does, but he knows.
And also some pop culture from Quebec. Like
I was getting to that. Obviously French culture as well, Quebecois culture. My aunt was in a famous Quebecois band called Harmonium, which was like really, really huge. So I had that culture, but no traditional culture whatsoever. And our kids, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Like I said, now they listen to those TikTok videos and they know these songs. Like sometimes we play songs to our daughter who's 10 years old and she's like, oh yeah, I heard that song. But it's obvious that it's in shorts from YouTube or TikTok little movies.
So really listening to the two of you talk, you're on a mission, aren't you, really, with your music?
But we're trying to be on a mission, but it is very frustrating because people that like, you know, our music say, oh, you know, you haven't thought of going on TV shows. It's like, oh yeah, no, we didn't think about that. No.
Oh, what a good idea.
Or it's just like, we're not like hopeless now about this, but it's discouraging when you see how hard you have to work and to not get any recognition from we're not in
but
tendance.
Curiously, like, and that might help to change things a bit. Like the most famous band in Quebec at the moment is a band called Salbarbe, and they are Acadians, so they are not necessarily from Quebec. Some are from the eastern provinces of Canada, or they are from Magdalen Islands, which is part of Quebec, but it's in the sea, like east of Quebec.
Yeah,
and they do traditional kind of Acadian music mixed with Cajun music. Now they compose their own songs, but it has fiddle, it has a kind of a country-ish, folkish vibe to it, and it's really energetic, and they are great singers. Quels arbres portent la vache, tourne la manivelle, pas si fort, mademoiselle. Quels arbres portent la vache, et c'est qui a pleuré, et celle
Because the band you're bringing here to Australia this time is a mixture kind of the two more traditional.
Like what happened really, in a nutshell. I will try to be short on this story, but electro trad still exists. So we are going to Edmonton next week to play an electro trad set, and so that's still very much alive. But it's sort of an accident that we got into the more traditional project, because we just hung out with friends, and it was like a trad jam, and then they at some point in the evening they always ask a singer to sing a song. So I was there, so I sang the song I usually sing when I'm in that kind of situation. So I sang the song, and our two dear friends started to play music on the song. And then after that, I was talking to Alex, and I said, well, that was really kind of cool, that moment that we had with that song, because the song always exists. They can be like, you can put different clothes on the song, you can dress them up as you like, really. But then once the song exists, it can have different arrangements.
Yeah.
So we really got like a kick out of doing those songs, because we're used to do the electro trad, which is it has some human in it because there are instruments, but the whole thing, you cannot just play around the table, let's play an electro trad song. Oh wait, no, it needs some preparation.
Need the laptop and everything, and
and amplifier and stuff.
It's a big project.
So we kind of wanted to get back to the love of the simple music, like music at its simplest,
kitchen music.
Yeah. So we just kind of threw that idea in the air, really. Like, we just asked the guys, would you be interested in doing some versions, because it's really like songs from my repertoire, our repertoire, like traditional electro trad that we took for that project. And we said to them, but would you be interested in having a new vision on these, new take on these songs? And they were like, oh yeah, that would be great. But I'm really happy that electro trad still exists, because I think that is a really, really unique proposition that really doesn't exist. And the trad version is also sort of unique, because there are not so many women, I should say, singing songs with that instrumentation, traditional songs.
Like
in Quebec,
there's a few bands of female singers in Quebec, but it's a lot of singers. It's not like a lead singer with a band. Yeah. So we're the only one doing that, and it's original in that way. Plus, it's Melisande singing, and it's the songs that she found through various song research in books, archive centers, and through field collection, field recordings as well. So it's nice to play these songs with a sound that will appeal more to people who are the most likely to appreciate all the research behind it. So somehow it's nice if, like, for folk festivals and trad music festivals, it will be more friendly than the electro trad, which still has a raison d'être, like it's good. It's good to appeal to younger people and like do a dance party with the electro trad. But now I think these songs will reach more people in the folk music circuit, so I think it's nice.
We thought it would be great to vary our propositions too, to have like just
of course
different offer to festivals, to like it's bizarre. Presenters. Thank you. Yeah. So we thought it would
enlarge our people.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so this song is called Au chant de l'Alouette. Yeah. So it's a very well-known Quebecois song. So people might know this song, Au chant de l'Alouette, je veille et je dors, j'écoute l'Alouette et je chante encore. But I changed the lyrics in the electro trad version to make it so instead of, in the song it says the alouette, it's a bird. Sorry. Fait que le coup de ma bouteille au chant de l'alouette. Puis moi j'aurais trouvé ça rapide, coup, petit pétard.
Mais c'est parce que Petit c'est pas la plus représentative de l'électro-trance, je trouve. Là, comme...
Non, ok. Mais c'est celle qui est le plus jouée.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais.
He's gonna faire 2 tout. Okay.
Hey, it's really great. It's really great hearing you speak French like that. It is. It's great. I love it.
So l'alouette is a bird, and in that song, the bird.
A lark in English.
Lark. And it's sleeping. You know, it's kind of a song like, you know, waiting till the lark sleeps, and then we sing something like that. So I changed the lyrics to make it so that it's all like in a dance party, like you're going. So I kept the rhymes of the song, which I really like that little exercise. So the song sounds the same than the traditional one, but the lyrics are really not the same. So it's somebody going to dance, and instead of saying, you know, the lark is like I'm gonna sing and the bird will sleep, it says, you know, I'm on a dance floor and I will dance again and some more. So the version of Au Chant de l'Alouette is super. Think about it as a dance floor, and you'll hear that in the song.
Yeah, I like le coup de ma bouteille because it has like a really edgy sound, like with a kind of almost aggressive bass synth line, and I think it does it, and it has a bit of fiddle and flute as well. So I think it has a nice balance of traditional and electronic elements to it.
That's our song that was the most played on radio, and that got a little TV show appearance. So I think it has
a music video as well.
And it has a cartoon music video. So it's called Petit Pétard alors, which Petit Pétard alors is just a person in that song. And it's that story about, you know, like wanting to get married. It's all that, and it has mouth music in it, which is kind of cool. So it's to me, it's really like it's the most happy vibe that we have in the electro trance for me and for a lot of people, because that song made it. Favorite Rembobine, which is the acoustic project, and it means rewind. Rembobine, you know, like the reels.
Reel to reel.
Reel to reel. So it's a rewind the reel.
Yeah.
And that song is has something a bit bluesy in it. So it's more like, and it's great for me because traditional songs don't really allow me to play in those vocal colors.
Dimanche au soir, en m'en allant veiller, dans mon chemin rencontre une fille pleurer. Qu'avez-vous donc la belle, qu'avez-vous à pleurer?
So you can see the difference between those two songs, and it's kind of interesting to see that, I think, to hear that. Petit Pétard alors, which is also interesting. It's a song that we collected. We recorded that song while we were meeting with elders in our area, and this is a really cool guy who sang that song to us. And there's a video where you see him sing that song, and when he sang that song, like we were looking for songs, and when somebody sang us a song, we often knew that this was going to be the song. This will be it, and we knew that was going to be the song.
Isn't it fantastic collecting music from tradition bearers and thinking to yourself, oh, we can do something with that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
It's
really
just a great feeling. Tell me how you set that up. How would you set up a meeting with traditional singers in Quebec? How did you do it?
We went to like various events, like a spaghetti dinner, like a bowling, bingo, whatever, in elder centers.
Bingo, spaghetti nights,
things like that. And then we were asking if people knew songs, and then people who knew or would tell us about someone who knew songs. Then we would set up a meeting and go make an interview.
Legions and les Knights, c'est quoi les?
Oh, the Legion, like a Lions Club type of thing.
Yeah. And what did you do? Did you just recorded them on your phone, or did you take some?
Well, we went to those things and we took the microphone. Sometimes they do have a microphone. We're like, okay, we're looking for songs, blah blah blah, and people came to us and gave us their phone number and stuff like that, and then we would contact them and take appointment with them, then go to meet them, and some of them didn't have anything to really sing, or sometimes they just wanted to talk, and some other people had a lot of things to say and to sing, and we had like a little Zoom recorder, and we recorded that, and we took some pictures and video,
filmed as well.
And like I said, I will send you the thing. There's a little 15 minutes video that I made of the whole thing. But sometimes it was a bit like awkward, or like we didn't want the people to feel shy about being filmed the whole time.
Sometimes people, they don't feel the same once they're filmed. If it's only audio recording, they forget about it.
Yes, that's exactly right. I've had that experience too.
So I think it's okay. We did film some of it, and I think it's good. So that's why you'll see in the video that sometimes it's just stills, or moving pictures, or I had to be creative.
Oh, that's really great.
But you can hear them sing the song, and that's quite cool. Yeah.
Je ne veux pas d'un forgeron, car ça sent bien trop le charbon.
There's a musician in Quebec called Cédric Dain-Lavoie, and he does a project called Archive, and so he accompanies himself on the keyboards and double bass and with violin, old singers and old musicians. So the sound is amazing.
And we do have a project along those lines that's in the making.
Yes.
We are more than excited to be coming back to Australia, because this is going to be my 8th time?
Yeah, my 9th time to Australia.
Yeah. So we are looking forward to this, and we are very excited about this festival that is a quite young festival of CresFest.
Yeah.
And we heard a lot of good things about it, and we know it's going to be a big festival. Like it's growing into the mind of people, and it's going to be a very important festival, I think. So we are very happy to be coming back.
And we're very exciting for us, because we are releasing our new album, Rambobine, at the National Folk Festival the week before CresFest. So it will be fresh and lively, and it will be our first time our new musicians come to Australia. So everyone is very excited. So it will be in the best situation for us to enjoy the festival.
Yeah, plus it's winter here, so it's going to be nice to escape a bit of that snow and cold.
Je pleure mon amant qui veut pas s'y marier. Il reste juste un petit bossu, j'espère que je l'aurai. Car de mourir épris, c'est de mourir enragé.
Well, I really enjoyed that conversation with Melisande and Alex in Quebec. It's really great getting the opportunity to talk with people who are so knowledgeable and so enthusiastic. Just in case you'd forgotten, it's time to buy your tickets for CresFest. Go online to cresfest.com.au and make sure you get the chance to sit in the crowd and watch Melisande. You can also click the follow button on your podcast app to make sure that you're notified when the next podcast comes out. The theme music at the start, as always, is from the Haas Sisters of the USA, international guests at CresFest in 23. Next time, I'll be talking with Gina Williams from West Australia about the battle she's waging to keep her Indigenous language Noongar alive and kicking. Make sure you listen to her next time. So this is Neil Adam, and this has been This CresFest World. As an old BBC presenter from my childhood used to say, if you have been, thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.